Coming up on UTRGV TV.
The city of Mercedes updated its Christmas decorations at the cost of over $100,000.
Plus, with holidays in full swing, we see what this means and how it impacts local businesses.
And UTRGV reveals new additions to the field house at Vaquero Village in Edinburgh.
We have this and so much more.
UTRGV TV starts now.
Hey there, welcome back to our last edition of UTRGV TV for this year. I'm Jose Guerrero.
And I'm Virilo Infante. At the top, we have the city of Mercedes updating its Christmas decorations at the cost of over $100,000, which some residents say is a poor use of funds.
Our reporter, Rocio Villalobos, has the story.
After complaints from residents about the city's uninspiring tree that has been at the Mercedes Civic Center for close to 20 years, commissioners voted to bring in new holiday decorations. The new tree and street crossings come at the cost of $107,000, which the city manager says is made possible for the small town of just under $17,000 through a 3-year payment plan.
Last fiscal year's budget, we paid $39,000. This year, or this fiscal year, which is in February 2020, we will pay $33,000, and in February 2021, we will make the last payment of $33,000 as well.
The ribbon tree, which is one of a few in the world, cost $65,000, the 3 street crossings $27,600, installation of the tree $7,000, and just under $7,500 for shipping and interest. Some residents we spoke with, who declined to be interviewed on camera, say the amount spent on decorations is a waste of taxpayer money and that there are more pressing issues for the city to address. However, Mercedes resident Jacob Howell, who is running for city commissioner, says since the money has already been spent, the city should utilize the attraction for the community's benefit.
Moving forward, I feel that we need to find out how we can use this tree to bring revenue to the city and to the citizens of Mercedes to be used for city and community needs like drainage, roads, and other improvements.
Dalia Delano Carr, whose family owns El Phoenix Cafe, attended the tree lighting ceremony last month and believes the tree is a good investment for her city.
You know, I'm okay with it. I've enjoyed it. I've been excited all the way, and I see a lot of the kids, and they love it. And you know, there's nothing really wrong with it that I can see. I know it's expenditure, but like everything else, you need to invest to get back.
Anybody who's interested, looking at it in a picture is one thing, but seeing it live with the height that it is, and the color and the golden lights. It is just a wonderful experience to see it.
Zavala adding, the costs from the decorations are expected to be offset by a boost in Mercedes' economy from out-of-town visitors coming to see the tree and explore the city. In Mercedes, for UTRGV TV, Rocio Villalobos.
Christmas is just around the corner, and that means more shoppers for local businesses.
Reporter Elijah Noriega has the story.
The last weeks of the year are the busiest for local retail stores. During the holidays, most of the revenue comes from local shoppers. Steve Elanius, director and CEO of McAllen Chamber of Commerce, says a huge local population who shop local is a great advantage for the economy in McAllen.
Shopping local is important, and people also want to shop online, but I think also helping support local, small, independent retail businesses is important. And I think you get that special customer service and experience that you don't get when you shop online.
Specialty boutique stores that are in North McAllen offer something unique that no other business can. Yasmin Garza, owner of Rags Revenge, says it's her first year owning the business and expects to see more shoppers.
You have to drive people into your business, so we'll see. It's their first year, so hopefully. But I feel like everyone's trying to help the environment out, so I feel like people are trying to buy secondhand clothes, which is less polluting to the world now.
For more ways to shop local, you can visit the Explore McAllen website page. In McAllen for UTRGV TV, I'm Elijah Noriega.
The city of Brownsville is celebrating Christmas throughout the month in different ways, and the Dean Porter Park is continuing its annual tradition. that's the countdown to the first lighting of the season at Brownsville's Holiday Village, which is celebrating its 10th year anniversary. According to the Holiday Village Committee representative Lori Ray, the concept of the village was created when a woman by the name of Melanie Connor read an article about a similar event in Utah.
She had a meeting and came up with a number of people who were willing to sponsor the first houses. That very first year, there were 9 houses built and the Santa's gazebo.
Ray states that there are currently 33 cottages and that number is expected to grow.
Our limitation is storage space because the city of Brownsville provides us with a warehouse to store them in. We have a very large warehouse, but it is filling up. At this point, we'll keep going until we run out of space, but we're not out of space just yet. We've got another few years to go.
Brownsville residents who visit the village all come for various reasons, but for one family, the village is a safe environment for their son to enjoy his love of the outdoors.
Yes. He loves the outdoors, and now he's last year he was very afraid of Santa, and this year he's actually more into it. So we figured we would bring him to see how he would respond to Santa, and he loves it.
Unfortunately, Santa was not at the park that day. But when asked if they would bring their son back another day to see Santa, their son's reaction says it all.
Yes, we actually thought he was going to be here.
There you go. That's your answer.
The Holiday Village is currently open to the public until January 1st. Reporting for UTRGV-TV in Brownsville, I'm Verilo Infante.
An annual tree lighting event that draws large crowds during the holiday season has returned with a new look.
We want everybody to go out and have a great time. Like, that's the ultimate goal.
On Thursday, December 5th, the city of Brownsville hosted its annual tree lighting event in Washington Park. The event included different activities and performances open to the public. Special events coordinator for the City of Brownsville Parks and Recreation Department, Michelle Ortero, tells us how much planning goes into events like this.
I start planning usually like in the middle of October, in the whole month of November. Since the event is the beginning of December, it's usually just really just to give me more time to reach out to the different schools and organizations so that they can come out and be a part of the event.
While thanking faculty and maintenance, Ms. Ortero tells us that 13,000 lights were needed just for this event.
You know, if it wasn't for our maintenance guys, those lights would not be put up so beautifully and in a timely manner.
I think there's a lot of vendors here, so food is awesome. I think it's great. It's great.
We've been coming to this event for many years. We think it's a wonderful event. They have so many activities, a lot of different vendors, so we always try to bring the kids out. We think it's beautiful when they put the lights out. It's one of the many wonderful things that they have here in Brownsville.
From pictures with Santa, a flame performer, food and artisan vendors, we can say that this event had it all.
We want to be able to spread the holiday cheer, and we want to give the community more things to do around town.
Reporting in Brownsville for UTRGV-TV, I'm Jose Guerrero.
On Tuesday, UTRGV had the pregame fan experience for the basketball season at Vaquero Village.
Picnic and patio tables were available for UTRGV students.
Officials also announced the completion of new additions to the field house.
The renovations revealed new locker rooms, team meeting areas, and training rooms.
But the renovations really expand over about 18 months. And so a lot of credit goes to the previous administration, of course, our institution and their support, and certainly our donors. And so the renovations total about $1.5 million, all new renovated locker room space, coaches' offices, team meeting areas, athletic training room, and media room.
Here's this week's UTRGV TV's Noticias en Español with reporter Kim Mesa.
Al estar en las fiestas decembrinas, el espíritu navideño se acerca cada día más, pero con ello viene más emoción y para muchos más estrés. Para hacer tus compras navideñas más relajantes no se requiere mucho más que unos consejos que podrían hacer tus compras con más paz y tranquilidad. Hablé con el oficial Reyes y habló sobre los problemas que se encuentra la comunidad del Valle en estas fechas festivas y consejos para prevenirlos.
Mantengan los vehículos asegurados, cierren las ventanas, candados en las puertas y también no dejes cosas de valor o paquetes en los asientos que estén a la vista, porque eso le da la tentación a los ladrones
Uno puede encontrarse con un robo en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar, pero el porcentaje es más alto durante el tiempo navideño debido a la enorme cantidad de personas comprando y dejando sus compras desatendidas. Es importante mantener sus compras con firmeza en la mano y nunca bajar al suelo. Con tanta gente alrededor, es fácil que se pierdan o que sean llevadas por ladrones de compras navideñas. Para pasar todas las vacaciones sin deuda, es inteligente no gastar en exceso y solo comprar lo que uno puede permitirse para evitar el estrés después de que la temporada termine. Incluso con las torres de vigilancia móvil de la policía y las cámaras de seguridad en los estacionamientos, los coches no están seguros, así que no se les olvide atrancar su vehículo y mantener todas las cosas valiosas ocultas. Reportando en McAllen para UTRGV-TV Noticias en Español, yo soy Kim Mesa.
And now let's send it off to Nathaniel Puente for this week's sports highlights.
It's December. It's the last month of the year, nay, the decade. As we look back on the last 10 years, let's reminisce about some of the biggest moments in the 2010s for UTRGV basketball. You might be thinking of UTRGV's win this year over CSU Bakersfield in the first round of the WAC tournament, the first time they ever pushed on to the second round. Or maybe UTPA's win in 2010 over Victory University. It wasn't that big of a deal, but the team only won 6 games that year, so every win felt pretty big. It's also pretty ironic beating a team named Victory University. Well, if neither of those games do it for you, how about last week's game against Sam Houston State? UTRGV came into this one with a paltry 2-5 record. A tough matchup against last year's Southland Conference champ Sam Houston State seemed like a big loss waiting to happen, especially when the Bearcats took a 10-point lead into halftime thanks to Zach Nuttall and his string of threes throughout the half. But there are 2 halves for a reason. UTRGV striped back with Leslie Varner Jr., Jordan Jackson, and Uche DB Maka, a group of 3 making threes. Together they went on a 16-4 run in the second half to give the Vaqueros their first lead late in the game. Sam Houston led late, but this amazingly clutch play from Anthony Bratton set the game into OT. 5 minutes passed and neither team could find a clear advantage. So guess what? A second overtime. This time, UTRGV took the lead off a couple layups before some free throws from Varner and Jackson sealed the deal. It's UTRGV's first win over Sam Houston State in 15 years. Now, that might be their biggest win of the decade emotion-wise, but they followed it up with possibly their biggest win point differential-wise. The Vaqueros hosted Mid-American Christian and exploded with points. The team led 48-25 by halftime. Freshman Quinton Johnson led the team with 20 points on the night as UTRGV ran away with this one 90-50. The team now holds a 4-5 record and looks to keep things going in the right direction. One team that already has things going well, women's basketball. They're on a 3-game winning streak right now that's highlighted by a match against UTSA. The Vaqueros opened scoring early with a 14-3 lead, which became 32-29 by the end of the second period. The Roadrunners grabbed the lead in the third period, but Jordan Augustus added 4 straight scores to push UTRGV out in front once more. Augustus eventually led the game with 27 points as the Vaqueros won 75-64. And now the time has come for me to bid my final farewell here at UTRGV. I've been at school for 1,561 days as of today. That's just a little bit over 4 years and 3 months. And during most of my time at this university, I have had the unbelievably incredible opportunity to work with so many amazing people at UTRGV TV, at UTRGV Radio, at everybody at UTRGV Student Media. And the skills I have learned here are just phenomenal. The relationships I've made, not just with friends, but with people outside of school. This department has done so much for me, and I'm just so very thankful. There's so many people I've met here that it's really hard to single out people that I've met here because everybody has just meant so much to me. So I'm not even going to name anybody because I would forget people. I'm just kidding. I have a bunch of names that I have to list. Just a quick shout out to the 2 first people I ever met when I came here. The 2 people that got me started with UTRGV Radio, Daniel Galvan and Mark Lopez. When I first came up here, I was a scared little freshman, but they made me feel comfortable. They were talking to me about all this random stuff, and Daniel became a really good friend of mine, still is today. Wish he was here right now to do my last sportscast, but he's inspired me so much and really appreciated that friendship. And a couple more people that aren't here anymore, but I've really appreciated them. JC Guerra, we used to do a show on UTRGV radio for a long time. Nathaniel Mata, no relation. And the Ileanas, of course. And some people that are here right now, well, not in this building, but they work for student media right now that I've really appreciated. Ramiro Gonzalez, Juliana, works for TV, Neda, Vedilu, Jose, Rocio, just so many people that I've met here that mean so much to me. And of course, none of this would really be possible without the people who started these programs. So a quick shout out to Mr. Mann. He's retired, he's living his life, living the dream out there. We're in McAllen, he lives in McAllen. But I really appreciated him when I first came here and he took me in. Dr. Nick Taylor, who left us, who's not here anymore. Really appreciate him. He has had a profound impact on my life. And of course, our advisor right now, Dina Vera. She's also taught me a lot, and I really appreciate her. And a quick shout out to some of my friends who pretty much never watch my videos, but you're some of my best friends, so I really appreciate you guys. Justin, Jesse, Ryan, Alejandro, Ty, Mario, Charlie, all you guys just mean the world to me. Cahoon, can't forget about you. And Justin Lopez and the guys from Archangel AD, who were the first people that I did a video about for UTRGV TV. Me having that friendship with Justin and the guys from Archangel was what encouraged me to actually make a video for the first time for UTRGV TV. And without them, I wouldn't be here. Without all of these people. And especially I would not be here if it was not for my mom and dad. So they also never watch my videos, but I really appreciate them and all the support they've given me throughout my time in college and throughout my whole life. And you're probably going to be supporting me for just a little bit after college. But I'll be out soon, don't worry about that. And of course, the biggest thank you to the person who has been the photographer for a lot of my shots more than anybody else, the person who's always given me advice, the person who's always given me support, my girlfriend Lupita. I love you so much. You've done so much for me, and I hope just in some way I can return the favor. And of course, how could any of this be possible without you, the people watching this, the people clicking those videos? You were the ones who make me actually want to make and do silly things, not just silly things in sportscasts, but going out and doing professional work when I do actual news stories. Everybody who watches, I really appreciate it, and keep watching UTRGV TV, because besides me, well, I'm just kind of a nobody, but there are so many people here at this organization who do great videos, do great work, and they're the future of journalism, and I love this program. So just one final thank you to everyone. So thank you. I made this big 3D effect for all of you. So thank you to everybody who's ever watched one of my videos. Thank you to everyone who will watch a video in the future of mine. Is that a little preview for what's coming up for me? I hope so. So until we meet again, this is Nathaniel Puente signing off for UTRGV TV. Have a great life, everybody.
Thanks, Nate. Now here's this week's police reports released to us by UTRGV PD this past week.
On December 2nd, a female student reported that she was walking on the sidewalk by the Edinburgh Research Building when an unknown male individual got behind her and placed his arm around her torso area, causing his hand to make contact with her breast. The female student felt uncomfortable by the unwanted touch and wanted to document the incident. Case is under investigation.
On December 3rd, an officer responded to a verbal disturbance involving two female students in Lot B2. They began to argue when both vehicles almost collided in the parking lot. This incident will be referred to Students' Rights and Responsibilities for further review.
On December 4th, an officer observed a non-affiliated adult male removing the metal license plates on a van parked in the near parking lot of the TSC Jacob Brown Auditorium. Investigation determined the Texas license plates were currently assigned to another vehicle. The license plates were cleared and confiscated. The male was issued a citation for the violation.
Before we close the newscast, we want to say thank you to all the dependable viewers out there that have watched UTRGV TV since day one.
We want to congratulate our graduating seniors, such as Nathaniel Puente and Elijah Noriega, as they move on to another chapter of their life.
Keep watching us next year, as we'll have new things in store for this new decade.
See you in January.
Good luck on finals,
and happy holidays.